bum, 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum, 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 bum. All right, my third day in Taiwan. I almost want to just give up everything and start over. I when I left for Taiwan this trip, I was kind of upset because I still had all my stuff in Phoenix, and I also signed up to teach in the fall, and I have to go back and all that, and I just wanted to leave it all behind. And you know what? I may as well do that. I could just give away all my stuff and just start over again. I am seriously considering that. And the reason for that is that I find that I have a lot of camaraderie here. I don't have to deal with everything by myself. When all goes wrong, the other day all almost went wrong. What had happened was I uh, I had started the trip at my grandmother's home. You guys saw, and so when I got on the train to go to the hotel, I almost couldn't find the place, and then I realized that I had misplaced the address that I had written down. And also, I thought I had left my wallet at my grandmother's. So what had happened was I took a shower when I was at my grandmother's home, and I changed clothes, and the wallet along with my clothes were in my suitcase. And all was just lost. And even still, I was able to find the directions, and then I got to the hotel, and oh, it was I found the wallet, and so that was all good. Had this been in the United States, I would have been in an all-out panic. I also find that it's a lot easier for me to ask for things that I want to ask for. So, for example, I got to the second hotel yesterday. I stayed in a different one, and I realized that the I wanted to see if I could change to a bottom bunk. My computer doesn't fit really well, and when because I sometimes like to watch videos when I'm sleeping. And I'm just about to ask that. In the United States, that would be a very difficult ask for me. I often don't feel on equal footing. Give you an example. Part of the reason I ran into toxicity at my last apartment. First, a little background. At the last place I lived at, I had met the owner of the place because a friend of mine had set me up on a blind date, and this was her ex-boyfriend, and that's how I discovered him. I moved into his place. While I was there, one of my roommates complained about, let's see, one roommate complained that I had left the uh, the lid of the toilet off, not the toilet seat down, but the entire lid. I left it up. And another one of my roommates complained about the smell of stuff I was cooking, something to that effect. And and then I realized, gee, I have equal kinds of grievances that I often don't share. I have food allergies. It's a big bother when I go to the kitchen and there's food particles all over the place. But you know what? It's easier for me to put on some gloves and take care of it than it is for me to complain, right? Just because I keep my mouth shut doesn't mean I'm 100% satisfied. I might be 90% satisfied and I'm willing to compromise a little bit, right? But some people make the stuff that they're not satisfied the biggest thing in the world. And unfortunately, the owner of the place may not have understood that. All he heard was all these complaints. And here in Taiwan, it doesn't seem to play out that way. People actually work together as opposed to complaining about it, right? That would be like, I have an analogy. Many years ago, I had a cell phone that had this weird bug. When the battery would get down to 5-10%, this was back in the days of the flip phone. When the battery would get down to 5 or 10%, the phone would complain loudly by flashing its lights and sounding an alarm that your battery was low. Unfortunately, the act of doing that often drained the battery a lot faster than it would have, right? That when the LED would flash and the speaker would sound, that drains the battery faster than it would have had it just not complained, right? That was my roommate in a nutshell, right? Had they just taken care of, or even just gently talked to me about it, it would have resolved the problem a lot faster than complaining loudly, right? Anyway, we I feel these last couple of days here in Taiwan, I feel like I've stepped into the future, right? That's how I feel about it. This is the Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum.